just got off of a call with a corporation that I'll be teaching some virtual presentation on, and I wanted to come in and give some of my women entrepreneurs a few tips to make sure that you guys are on point when it comes to doing these virtual meetings and interviews that I know everybody has kind of shifted over to over these last few weeks with the way life has been thrown at us. The way that a lot of these companies are expecting us, not just us, but just in general, people to look. We want to make sure that we are still holding on to the presence of our business and our companies when we are going live and are doing these meetings. So I just wanted to give you guys some tips. And of course, the first tips that I want to give is to prep and plan. That's something that, of course, I'm seeing a lot of that not happening. People just kind of just going live or just jump on a call because you're at home. I will always suggest for you to make sure that you properly plan, know who you're meeting with, know where you are going to be when you're doing this meeting. And I say that by, like, especially if you have kids, you want to make sure that you are somewhere quiet. You want to make sure somewhere where you have nice, decent lighting, where you won't be bothered. Of course, you want to, if you can, shut the door because you don't want them to be able to hear the background that's going, the background noise that's going in. And you also want to make sure that you dress accordingly. I'm seeing a lot of people just kind of just throwing on whatever because in their excuses that they're at home. It doesn't matter that you're at home. You still have a presence that you have to obtain. So just make sure that you do properly plan. And again, that does take a little bit of time, not much. It's nothing different than what you would be doing if you were doing another meeting. You're just doing it from home and you're just doing it from your laptop or your iPad. But you still want to make sure that you are properly representing yourself and your brand. I will say that when it comes to your clothing, for the most part, you are just going to see your the waist up, sometimes the chest up. So who cares what you got on up under, below that, but just make sure that you're at least doing something up here that is not really, you don't want to have on an old t-shirt, you don't want to have it all stretched out. You don't want to have on big statement jewelry. You want people to be listening and paying attention to what you have going on, not what you have in your ears. So, having some cute little earrings on. And again, nothing super huge around your neck. But just, again, making sure that you don't look like you just rolled out of bed. I'm seeing a lot of that, and it's just not a good look. But I'm going back up a little bit and go back to your space. So one of the things that I do initially is I plan out my space. Right now, I'm kind of just sitting in my happy space. If you follow me on YouTube, you know that this is my happy space. This is like my closet / office where I do a lot of my videos at. It has okay lighting. It's not the best, but I do have better lighting downstairs in our office. It's not just my office, it's me and my husband's office. But where there's no clutter, it's clean. And even if you do have to do it like in your dining room or something like that, you just want to make sure whatever is going on in the back is not going to be anything that's going to distract who you're talking to. And again, you want to make sure there's no kids around, there's no noise. And when I say no kids, it's because you don't want to see kids darting past as you're doing an interview or doing a meeting. No noise, meaning no TVs, no music, none of that stuff we should be hearing when we are doing these lives and doing these meetings, unless it's not business related. So that's just one of my tips for that. As far as etiquette goes, you want to make sure that you're not, and I've seen it on even just regular meetings where somebody is eating or where they're chewing gum. And keep in mind that we have mics. Some people have mics. I know with my iPad, it seems to pick up everything. So even if you're chewing and you think that we can't hear, we probably can. So just kind of have like a little bottle of water or something next to you so that you are, so that if your mouth does get dry, you can just sip instead of just having something. And then think about it, how close I am right now. If I had something in my mouth, you could probably see it, right? It's just not a good look. So that's just another tip because it's something that I'm seeing a lot of. And again, I know that things are there's a lot going on. So again, you do have to make sure that you are planning accordingly when it comes to these meetings. And if you have small kids, maybe when the time that it's the time that you need to put them down is when you need to plan these meetings or your interview or whatever it is that you're going to be doing virtually if it's business related. And hold on one second. Okay, and then you also want to make sure with you, again, I'm going to go back to the looking like you didn't just roll out of bed. There's nothing wrong with having on t-shirts, just making sure that they're not stretched all over the place, because you don't have anything on that says anything vulgar. I've seen that. And again, nothing that you really honestly don't want to wear anything, especially if it's the first time that you're meeting with somebody that did you second guess. And if you have to second guess it, chances are you shouldn't be wearing it anyway. So just think about that. And then you want to get dressed like you are, that you are going to this interview or like you are going to this meeting. I will say you can be a slight bit lax, a tad bit lax, but not much. You don't want to put on your pajamas and do these laps unless that's what your brand and your personality is. But again, this is mainly for those who are doing meetings. I've probably been in the last 2 weeks, probably like 30 to 35 meetings, and I've seen a little bit of everything. So this is why I decided to come in and just do a quick video about it. And I do want to mention makeup. You don't want to overdo it. If the meeting is about, let's say, something financial and there's somebody sitting there looking super cute and they have all this makeup and stuff on there and the girls on there start talking about makeup, whoever is hosting that meeting will probably get irritated. So that is not the place to show off what you've learned while we've been in this quarantine. I'm not saying don't wear any, just don't make that be what is standing out in this meeting. And something else that I've noticed is bracelets. You see, I don't have any bracelets or anything on. Again, think about the noise. A lot of times when you have those bracelets on, you constantly hear them moving, and you don't do it on purpose, but we can actually hear that. So just be careful when it comes to wearing certain jewelry. But that's kind of it. I want to say it's common sense, but apparently it's not because of the type of stuff that I'm seeing. And then when you want to make sure when you also have your iPad or your laptop that you're using, that it is properly positioned so if you are not dressed from the waist down that we don't see that. I've seen that as well. And then when it comes to your personality, you just want to make sure that you be you and that you do have a little bit of fun. You don't want to come across as the Debbie Downer, or you don't want to come across as the practical joker either. You want to be there. You gotta remember that you're still there to conduct business and to still represent your brand, and perception is everything. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Just a few tips, and I will definitely be back because we don't have nothing but time. And just let me know if you have any questions or anything. Post them below. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. It's Shauna Solomon. I will put the link in there, and also on Instagram, official Shauna Solomon. And I'll see you guys later.